Hello everyone. Today I'm joined with Kanika. How you doing?
I'm doing very good. Thank you so much, Manjinder ji. It's my honor to be here with you.
My honor to
Namaste,
be here
Shashikal.
with you too. So, Sat Sri Akal. So you are calling us
Shashikal.
from Punjab in India right now, there's a little war zone danger going on.
It is, yes. And we are immune to all of the Maya in the world because we are, people who are bringing in the light on earth, just by being in tune with the twin flame journey of unconditional love. And we are very blessed to be protected by the universe on this journey.
Which part are you in Punjab? Which?
I'm in Mohali. The district is
Okay,
Mohali. Yeah, yeah.
wonderful.
City
So,
beautiful. Yes.
as I've never been there and I don't know what
You
the situation is,
should.
so hopefully you're
You
safe.
should come here. You'll have a blast. We'll have a blast. You should definitely come to Punjab. I think Punjab needs you.
I haven't been back for a long. Went with my mother, and my parents are thinking of going for a wedding in November this year. But I'll be in
Lovely.
Bali, but maybe we can make it work. But
For sure. For
I
sure.
have like one or two clients slash followers who live in Israel where there's conflict, and I feel like what you've said is that we've been implanted in certain places. Like my twin flames in Rome, and Rome has a huge issue with
Yes.
pedophilia, with the church, with
Yes.
the Illuminati, if you believe in that. And then where
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
staying,
Yes.
there's like a lot of stuff to do with like grooming girls for sex, like all that stuff. So it's
I'm
really
aware.
interesting how we are placed in areas
Yes.
to bring an anchor of light.
Light. Yeah, to bring in the light. So important, right?
You look gorgeous. Gold and nice lipsticks and hair
I
done.
had to be. I'm meeting you. It's an honor. Really, it is. You're such a light yourself, Manjinder ji. You're doing such great work. I truly believe, when I've been listening to your work, you are in tapasya. And what you're doing is it's a blessing for so many of us out there. At times you just need a voice of reason, somebody who has that integrity and that genuine ability to stay on the path of tapas. It's not easy what you're doing. So,
Not
all
easy, but
my
I don't really put
gratitude
on
to you.
any makeup. Sometimes I'm in my pajamas
You should wear makeup. I'd love to do your makeup.
or
I'm
in
a
like a
makeup artist
short.
as well.
Like I
Yes.
literally sometimes make zero effort. But anyway, um, let's talk about the twin flame journey. So
Yes.
when did you realize? I mean, it's a hard journey. It's not easy. When did you realize that you're on it?
So I'll quickly give an intro to myself. I come from a traditional Indian family, a very proud family. We have a legacy of service and honor because my father was in the army. And we're blessed in many ways. And like many families behind closed doors, we've had our silent battles. And I experienced a lot of emotional gaps and challenging circumstances, which kind of, gave me a certain sense of self-worth. And I carried these wounds into cycles of approval seeking, people pleasing, cycles of hurt and hardship for many years, which was shaped by circumstances which were honestly beyond anyone's control. I genuinely believe that a lot of us on the path of twin flame journeys, we are empaths and we go through a lot. And we are kind of chosen in specific bloodlines to be able to walk on the path of unconditional love. Because when we start to do this, which is to choose the twin flame journey, choose the path of unconditional love, we get connected to the higher intelligence. And that kind of helps to alchemize and to transmute a whole lot of intergenerational uh, trauma, a lot of we call them intergenerational curses and stuff. And we kind of start alchemizing all of that. I was listening to a video of yours recently where you spoke about how we heal our collective and our family, our soul family, and our soul tribe. So again, I'm very grateful to be, uh, have gone through so much. Like there was a time when I used to sit and complain, but now I'm like, wow. I meet my twin flame and I'm like, wow, isn't God just like giving me like he's got this twinkle in his eye, and God says, you know what, you've been through that, and this is what I give you for having come through it, and you're so strong, and you've been holding on to love. You believed in love, right? I'm going to give you the world of unconditional love. It's truly been beautiful, profoundly healing, reclaiming, and it's about discovering your own self, I would say. So um,
Very
I had
deep,
a,
very deep,
I
isn't it?
thank you. And I had my crown chakra awakening way back in October last year, which is when I kind of connected with my twin flame. And that's how it started for me. So, sorry, coming back to your question, you asked me when did I realize?
Yeah.
So,
So let's backtrack.
initially,
So it's good that you gave us
yes,
the background of your family. So were you single? Were you married? Like, because a lot of us meet our twin flame a little bit later in life, like I'm nearly
yeah.
40, for example. So like when did you like what situation were you in and how did you meet them?
So I've never been on a dating app and I wasn't dating anyone. In fact, I've been on a spiritual journey since 2008, Manjinder ji. And honestly, there was just once that I thought about marriage and things didn't work out. But when I got on a dating app, which was something my friends coaxed me into, and they said, you need to like go out there and date. You can't be thinking of going to an ashram and taking sannyas, which I'm still very much like, I think I should.
You're
But
tempted.
I am. I've been going to ashrams and to retreats, and I've been chanting and praying since the last 17 years. I
I
got into some
wonder,
very,
do you have any recollections? Because I have, for me, I've had many past lives as a monk or a nun. Even the life before coming here, I was in a
I felt
monastery, basically.
that. I
Yeah.
felt that when I saw your videos. You're not on an ordinary level of awareness. You're very deep. You've done this in many, many past lives. I'm very sure about it. I've seen those images with, you have the shawl around you, and I've also seen your video on where you're speaking about the LGBTQ community and you're sharing things in Punjabi, and you're really like sharing from your heart and your soul. I genuinely believe that you're here for a very big cause and you're going to bring in a lot of light and love on earth. I'm very sure about it, and we need it. And you've
So
been doing this
do you
for
see
many, many
yourself?
past lives.
Do you feel like you've had past lives where you were a nun or a
I
monk?
must have, because 17 years is not a joke to be on a journey like this. I don't think it's something we choose. I think we get chosen. Like I said, that's why a lot of us go on the twin flame journey path, which is basically the path of unconditional love. That's what the twin flame journey is. So
That
I
also
didn't
means
believe in all this.
it's
Haji?
accepting every part of yourself on your twin flame, the ugly
Yes.
side of humanity, the
And
disgusting,
within, and within
everything.
us as well. And we're equally disgusting within, and we've all been through that. So there's a lot of inner work and alchemy and transmutation that takes place. So I did not believe in twin flames or soulmates. And I was like, okay, that's just like a Western concept. I don't think this happens. And, it's when I went on the dating app, I think within a day or two, I found him and I just saw his image and I just felt this peace. And I said, I felt like I know this person. Like, it's very strange because I haven't met him. I still haven't spoken to him, but I felt I know this soul. And I'm not somebody who goes through all this. It sounds so filmy, right? Very Bollywood. Hey, I know you from your previous birth or something.
But
But
even in our religion, like we have the god and goddess, we have the seven lives, there's so much,
Sajjanam.
you know.
Yes, yes. So I didn't believe in all of this, honestly. And, it is much later post the separation that I kind of connected the dots and it just dawned on me. I was going through Neville Goddard videos for manifestation because I had my heart literally, I felt it's going to like, I thought I'll have a heart attack and I'll probably die in a day or two because there was so much pain post the separation. And watching the twin flame videos, guidance, specifically Ragida Shamanji, I mean, I'm so happy because that's how I got connected to you, because
She's
I
a
was watching her.
powerhouse, very
She
powerful.
is. And there's also, of course, the other lady, I'm forgetting her name, even she's from the UK, Cat Rose,
Sacred soul, yeah.
Secret. So I had been watching their videos, which is how I kind of came to you, and I kind of, the algorithm kind of shows you videos that you're watching, and it kind of connects the whole network. So it is that time when I started watching her videos and that I felt the heartache kind of reduce. And she's constantly guiding you as the divine feminine, like you need to go within and work on yourself, and you need to like hold space and not chase. And the divine masculine is basically preparing you. He is like that because he's trying to get you into that state where you can just hold that energy and be like really, really, you can integrate it. And that is when I started joining the dots. And I was like, okay, this is listening to this content is making me feel like there's hope. Like I can survive this. I really thought
You
I'll have a heart attack.
you saw
It
your twin
was,
flame, was it last year on the dating app?
yes, I saw his images. We exchanged numbers. He asked me for my number. He knew I'm very spiritual. He's an atheist. And um,
Typical. Opposite.
yes, yes. What about yours? Is he also an atheist?
Let's just say he's not very spiritual, very matrix, very
Yeah, yeah,
matrix.
very
But he's
3D, very
changing,
3D.
changing. He was all
And
about,
they will. And they
look at
will.
me, I'm so hot, I'm so naked, I'm beautiful. That was the vibe. Okay,
Yeah.
so what were the signs or confirmations that this is a twin flame? You said you had a heart, and then you saw the videos, right?
Yes, yes. So initially, I'm a huge fan of uh, Hallmark films. So when I see his images on the, have you?
Sorry,
Are you
one
there?
minute. I am there now. The internet connection was unstable. So
No issues.
it's all right. Because today, this morning, for some reason, we had a blackout. Anyway, so the signs and confirmations.
Yes, yes. So basically, when I saw his images on the app, I saw him with horses, and horses have like a big meaning for me because I live near a farm. I've also learned horse riding, and I watch a lot of Hallmark films. Have you watched Hallmark films?
No,
No, you
never.
should. They're beautiful. They're beautiful movies created with a lot of sensitivity, love stories. So I felt that, this guy is making me feel like safe. Like for the first time in my life, I think I know how safe feels. This is safe. And I felt my neuro system was completely calmed down. This does not happen. And like I'm always like, I feel as women, maybe it's just maybe in India, but we are always on like we're a little vigilant,
I think
around
everywhere.
men.
I think
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just felt like very safe, and he was very calming. I would read his typed messages and I would feel like it's all like fixed step by step. It's perfect. And then I showed his images to my family, and they said he seems like a nice person, and that's like a very rare thing for my family to like say. But they said that, yeah, seems like a decent person. And I think I didn't recognize him like that initially, but there was one particular image where I kind of saw him wearing, something that my father used to wear. And post that, I started having this full-fledged soul recognition instances. And I just like I wrote him a handwritten letter of unconditional, an oath of unconditional love. Like, I don't do stuff like this. I'm a teacher, okay? I teach children music. I'm creative and all of that, but I'm a very sorted person in my day-to-day life. I'm a working professional, but the kind of stuff I was doing with this connection, oh my gosh, I was like, no, 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 this is it. I wrote songs. I'm writing a song for a honeymoon. Like, I haven't even met the person, and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm seeing into the future. I had a full-blown kundalini awakening. I went up to my crown. I saw the future. I'm seeing a movie with some top actress. I'm seeing this top businessman, and I'm like, the moment this person comes in contact, I see like this whole portal of, dreams come true, like anything is possible, love, beauty, joy, celebration, all of that just got like activated. And I felt my karma has come to zero because I've been praying since 2008. So I've literally felt like, the higher intelligence tell me that your tapasya is over. You're done. It's okay
Yeah,
now,
you
it's
cleared your
done. You know,
vessel. Yeah.
17 years, you're zero consciousness. Divine justice is served. You know, you're going to make it now.
And 17
And
is a number. I joke with my cousin, she's a divine feminine, but she has 17 come up all the time for her twin flame. And it is a twin flame number. It's actually quite unique. So it's interesting hearing you say that. So you were writing all these songs and
oh
poems.
my
How
gosh,
was he reacting to all of this?
how do you think he got? I mean, he must be flabbergasted. He was shocked out of his wits. He wasn't really saying much and he just closed up. He got very, very overwhelmed, probably very scared because it's not normal, you know, like for,
Normally the man does it, right? The man does those things.
yeah. Okay. So, but I think, yeah, that's post that I started to chase and I started messaging too much and I really embarrassed myself. Like, you know, I was just,
You know what I
it
say, which is really
was,
funny to some of my friends, like divine feminine friends. I say, so we say in our language, say ijjat, and there is no ijjat left. Like there's no respect left, self-respect, because there's no ego, right? So who gives a shit anymore? Like I have done the most stupidest, ridiculous things myself. Like
thank you. Thank you for
it,
sharing because I feel so much better because I have no idea. But I felt there's no other way to reach out and to let, you know, him know that, hey,
brave.
I know your soul. I mean, I'm looking at him. He's stand around the same time I was stand. His tooth alignment is like mine. Like I'm looking at him. I'm like, is this my brother? Like we were looking like literally so
You
similar.
feel like a
Like I
sibling,
felt he's
yeah.
a family member,
Sibling,
you know,
yeah.
and I was like, I can't even think of him like this. Like, why is this happening, God? Why are you doing this to me? It's crazy. So it was a
So
normal, it
then
definitely was a normal behavior.
what happened? Did he run? Did separation happen? What happened?
Yes, yes, pretty much like, you know, it happened. I think probably, yeah, quite soon because he kind of started to close up and he started to block me. And then I would message him and I would say, you need to unblock me. What the hell are you up to? Why are you doing this? And you knew about me. I'm spiritual. He's like, I'm an atheist. I said, it's okay. You be my guru, man. Be my guru for atheism. I want to learn like about atheism. I'm very open to science also. Probably in his head, he thought because I'm very into dharam. So he thought she's going to be like a narrow-minded person who's going to sit and judge me. I'm not like that. I'm very
You know,
scientific. I want to be,
even spirituality keeps us stuck, and the aim of the twin flame is to take us out of the box, to unstick us
yes,
from
to
those
humble
labels,
us, to
because
humble us.
actually, God or all that is, you cannot even label it.
Oh, yes, for sure. No, no, but I do think there was a lot of areas that I needed to look within. And I think, oh my gosh, his feedback really helped me. And I was really able to own my shit and to kind of really clear a lot of stuff because of that feedback. Because I knew that there's just literally no other way but to love myself, to work on myself if I want to, like, you know, um, make
But
things happen.
when he ran, did that give you dark night of the soul? Did you have
Yes,
pain? Like it's
yes, yes.
excruciating.
Yes, I was crying. I felt like, you know, I've always had faith in the higher intelligence, in God, in Paramatma, in Vaheguruji. And at that time, I felt like the dark night of the soul, everybody's gone. I'm like, where is my Hariji? Where is my Bhagwan? Everybody has left me. And I'm like so fixated on this guy. I'm crying my heart out. I'm like, why did I give him my number? It was better if I had never gone to the app. I was sitting and like feeling like cribbing and thinking my friends got me to this app. I've never been on an app. I was so happy not knowing he exists. Now I know he exists. That's like, oh, it was so painful. I know what it means to have no hope. And I used to always think hope is the most hopeless word. Who needs hope? We need faith. We need dharam. And I was hopeless. And my mother's name is Asha. You know, Asha means hope. And I'm crying to her. And I said, Mom, you need to give me hope. I'm so sorry. I thought hope is a hopeless word. So she said, it's okay. Don't worry. You know, just calm down. You'll get through this. You'll make it out alive.
You know, no one really understands the pain of separation, the pain of the twin flame. It's not
Ah,
normal. And you act very
it's not
stupid at
normal,
times. You act
you
in
know.
ways because
Yeah.
all your core wounds are activated, your pain body, karma, lifetimes of karma is just it's like just coming out.
Oh my gosh. Ask me, Manjinder ji. I really thought I'll die. I thought it's okay if I die also now because I can't take the pain
Yeah,
anymore. It was too much. It was too much. Like it's not like one hasn't dated and one hasn't had experiences, but
yeah.
there's nothing like this. I can't even, I don't know how to articulate it and to express that was
It's like
traumatic.
heaven and then hell.
It was the dark night of the soul. Complete ego death. You have to own your shit. You have to say, oh my God, I'm so fucked up in so many ways. I need to get out of this. I need to work on myself. There's really no other way.
Did you get any
Yeah.
signs, synchronicities, dreams, songs, angel numbers, and all that stuff? Telepathy?
Yes, I did. I'm just trying to look at my notes if I don't want to forget anything.
Yes,
So
I'm sure. Say
we,
what you gotta say.
Hanji. Signs, yes. So basically I felt that everything is divinely orchestrated. Okay, we were connected. I felt like I'm home just by being connected to him. I felt that, hey, this is home, like within myself. Like I'm not even talking about fixate. I just felt so grateful to be in that space within. And he felt very familiar. Again, I felt he's like my soul fam. I thought maybe he's like my neuro system was very calm. Like I said, everybody approved. Soul recognition. The karma was zero. There was divine justice. Sahasra. I mean, I was like, I'm the queen, man. I'm the queen because when your Sahasrara is
Wow.
activated, you have your crown chakra. Like I felt I have my crown on my head, and I
Yeah, and the
told him, I
power
said, I
comes.
know
And the
it
power comes to
does.
them too, right? But it gets to their head.
Hanji. It goes to the head. Yeah, true. Also, if you've noted, Manjinder ji, you've heard the city name Amritsar, right?
Mhm.
Amritsar. Have you ever thought of what that means, Amritsar?
So it's Amrit is holy water, and Sar is, from my knowledge, it's the
Head.
isn't it the lake? Oh, is it the head? Okay.
It could be Sarovar also, but how I see it is Amrit is like a head full of the bliss of when your pineal gland is activated with your third eye and your crown chakra awakening, there's like this DMT, which is organic within your brain, which starts to drop, like drop
Hmm.
by drop, just like how we
Hmm.
have it on the shivling, that you have like drops of water from a matka, which flows on the shivling. So your DMT gets activated. Apparently, before we die is usually when,
Yeah,
that it opens and you kind of go into this
trance.
trance before you, because the universe has designed us so beautifully. So it's like to make sure that the person who's leaving the body doesn't get, you know, too
Traumatized.
disturbed. So
Yeah.
when the thing breaks, automatically they go into like a haze and they're basically tripping out of, transitioning into the formless. When you meditate, and when you are really deep into, your soul work, inner work, your crown chakra, when it's activated, is how all that bliss energy flows into the Amrit gets activated. So when I talk about Kundalini awakening and you raise your energy, which is your Devi Shakti, your mother within you, your father and mother within you, and when it activates, you get high. Like I was
Don't they call it
high.
the ambrosia of the milk whole they call it the ambrosia as well. Yeah, from the
Hanji, the
glands that
divine
get
nectar.
secreted. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hanji. So I was high, Manjinder ji. I was high like a kite. And I was like, what is happening, man? Like I don't do any drugs. I don't drink alcohol. And I was super duper high. And I was like, I need to go to a doctor to get my heart checked. Maybe I need to go to a psychiatrist to get some medicines to sleep. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I was just
You were
stunned because I had that.
fully online. Whoosh.
Yes, turned on. Like when they talk about turning on, don't people realize it's like a bulb in your head just goes to the on? That is called getting turned on. It's not got anything to do with your genital consciousness. It is about your energy and you raising your energy, your kundalini.
Plugged in, and flowing. It's just flowing, not blocked.
Hanji, 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 hanji.
Yeah.
So
It's a
all of
lot.
this.
It freaks people out.
I thought this is my best friend. I'm your best friend, dude. Like I'm telling him, he's like, I haven't even met you. I'm like, you're my best friend. I thought like he's my guru who's finally arrived, and I'm like, I know this because he was, mirroring all of my shadows, like which I thought had all gotten, disintegrated, but he was showing me my shadows. And I'm sure I was mirroring to him also. I was having
That's where
psychic
they run.
experiences.
Yeah. And the thing
Hanji,
is,
connect.
for me, it felt like I'm being touched by the divine or kissed by the divine, and you feel that divine
Yes.
perfume around you all the time. And it's in their form
Yes.
because they are your guru
Yes.
and you're their guru too. But it's like you are
Yes.
divine.
For sure. Yes, yes, yes. You are like officially you have that stamp that you are divine when you go through that experience. I mean, it's very easy to talk about these things. Like I've been on the path for 17 years, but now I know, yeah, this is divine. This is nothing less than that.
It's
I
another
also
level, isn't it? It's another,
it
it's a
is.
graduation.
It is. It is with a stamp of approval. You're authorized. You get into that divine authority. And of course, the crown chakra blessing, I had Chandi Devi is the patron deity of Chandigarh. She's the Devi, Chandi. She gave me a blessing. She anchored my Kundalini here. Okay. I got her mantra. When I'm sitting and meditating, her mantra came. Okay. I had, I was just told, I had my psychic. Oh my gosh, I created like 2 decks of tarot. Like I make my own tarot cards. I am sitting and like creating tarot decks. My intuition went on another level. I was clearing karma, like I'm like, oh, okay, this is the issue here in this entire bloodline. I'm going to clean it like this. Okay, this is here. I'm going to clean it like this. Like I was like I said,
Superhuman.
how Abraham Hicks says, tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
But it's like being superhero, isn't it? Superhero.
Hanji, Hanji, for sure. So yeah, alchemizing, I was able to talk about my gifts, which I've always been very hesitant and shy to talk about with others.
So
And
what gifts do you have? Let's talk about that. Because I'm talking about gifts right now in the series. So what gifts were online that were already there? What
psychic gifts to be able to read people, to be able to sense, when someone's going to um, pass away, to be able to, clear karmic accounts, to be able to rid certain, you have properties where they say there's a ghost possession or there's, some weird stuff happening, to be able to clear that, to be able to just create mantras. I don't know if anybody else does it. I can create mantras, like they just come to me like that. So I've been creating my own mantras. I also want to share, Manjinder ji, I think that, when you get these gifts, it comes with, like they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
responsibilities?
So you want to be like very discerning. And I don't think that, because a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people in the matrix, in the 3D, they really are living in the 3D. So when you talk too much about the 5D, it can, just maybe make people not relate to you so much. And there's so much, like, we say there are rahasya, there's so many divine secrets, which should ideally be just kept in the 5D. But I'd be happy to share like a lot more, when we are maybe off the interview. But I
You
think
know,
this
it's
this
interesting.
this much
So
is good.
Divine, I'm going to do on the weekend. I'm doing a live about my Akashic records. But basically, when the gifts you have, your divine masculine has also. But it's like that
Oh.
cartoon with Mickey Mouse where he gets the magic, and then he starts just doing magic everywhere with the stick, and he just turns everything chaos, and it goes on fire. Or you imagine a little boy with a matchstick, a little boy with he
The
sets
magician's apprentice.
exactly, everything just
Yeah.
goes AWOL, and that's when they
Yeah.
have their ego deaths, there's too much energy in a human vessel that's not responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to be
Okay.
very humble. Like every day, I'm like, Paramatma, please just like keep me in my okat. Please keep me humble, because this is a huge responsibility and you want to channel it for good. You want to use it to do good in the world. And I also think you have to go very slow and steady. You have to really let it be very organic. So yeah, like I feel like I can bless now. Really, I can. I don't do it for everyone. Like I feel like I need to really make sure that God is guiding me towards it. I've been blessing people, but
Yeah,
I don't do it for people who want blessings or who come to me and ask. Like, it's not like, it doesn't work like, it's a very organic process. Like the
essentially
other
with divine
day,
feminine, the words
Hanji,
you say, as a divine feminine, when you ascend, the words you say become
Hanji,
true.
Hanji.
You bless people with
Yes,
the words, but also just your
yes.
energy and your touch. It's healing, it's
Healing,
blessing.
yes. Hanji,
Yeah.
Hanji.
So
Like I've, Hanji, sorry.
no, 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 carry on. I want to talk about telepathy later. When you're ready, you could talk about that, but carry on.
Telepathy is, with him. I haven't really explored it so much. Like I'm honestly very like excited about all the psychic gifts that have turned up. I mean, I've had a few dreams about him, um, but I'm not really wanting to interfere and try and direct him. I'm like,
Do you
when
sometimes
you
feel
are,
his energy?
I do, yes, I do. Like there are times when I'm really, really scared because he made me feel so safe. I'm really scared, and I think that if I'm in some sort of danger and I just call him, something will happen to protect me.
They wrap
I
you
really
with their
believe
energy. They
that.
wrap you with their energy.
Hanji, Hanji, Hanji. That's what. Like I can, like one day I had like this really weird dream. Like I felt there's an entity which is disturbing me. And I just cried to him in my sleep, and I felt like something just like swallowed that entity completely.
You know, the divine masculine is very powerful. Like that, they are our protector essentially, and we're connecting to the divine, but they're meant to be like the bodyguard. So
Yes.
whenever I do plant medicine, when I'm especially like, because in plant medicine you literally die, your ego.
Mm.
Sometimes I like call out to him as well, like I need you here, right? And it does
Yeah,
work.
I did
Okay,
hear that in your interview and when you shared in your video about how he came and hugged you. I heard that. That was so sweet. That was so
yeah.
sweet.
On all my medicines, he's always there. So
Oh,
you talk about the dreams. What about the 5D, any like 5D, 3D stuff that you want to talk about? Like, do
Hanji,
you,
Hanji. So
yeah,
I've always wanted to be an actor and a musician, and I didn't have that much support from my family because my mom thought I should just be a journalist or I should be a newsreader. She said that's what educated girls from educated, good families do. You shouldn't get into Bollywood. It's a very big bad place. So I started seeing like that I'm going to be able to do films in the future. I saw, like I said, I saw a very top businessman like doing some work with him, and I thought, I can, like, I'll tell him that, you can become this, he'll become that, like at the top of his profession. And I said, I need you also to bless me so that I can go on like Coke Studio and do some nice singing, you know, like though I
you know
knew that I,
that
Hanji,
industry has a lot of toxicity. I used to live in India. I used to live in
ji,
Mumbai as well, and
okay.
I got invited even though I didn't want to go like at all because I stayed with lots of film people. But like they have like casting calls where they sleep with
Hmm.
people. They do all sorts
Hmm.
of horrific stuff.
Oh
And
gosh,
my twins have
yes.
been involved in the modeling industry and they do all sorts of
Oh,
horrific.
it is so sad. It is so heartbreaking. And I've always felt it doesn't just, I could never wrap around my head around this concept of, doing shady stuff to get work. Because I was like, if I go to a school and I need a job as a teacher, I will not go to the, principal and say, hey, I can do anything to get a job of it. I don't function like that. So
Yeah.
why would I need to do that for a movie? I don't get it. Like when I was in Mumbai, I was like a mazdoor, like a laborer going from one audition to the other and being so sincere and, noting down all the numbers and like doing really great auditions. But honestly, Manjinder ji, that place, it's very corrupt. I would see women from random places, I mean, I know I can act. I've done theater. I've worked so hard. I know that you need to look a certain way also to be in a film. And then you had these people who would just come in and go for a coffee and they would get the role. And I would just be this, cartoon. Just, I mean, it was just, I was like a cocker spaniel on the highway, a
That's why twin
domesticated,
flames are needed. We need to go back into these places and alchemize the energy.
right. So I didn't know.
Definitely.
And then I realized I can't work this through. I'm not set, I'm not created. I don't have that makeup to be like a shrewd, you know, go-getter. And I'm an artist. I'm very sensitive and I feel I need to be sensitive because I create music, I sing, so I need to stay heart-centered. If I corrupt my Saraswati, my art, I'll not be able to do anything. So it's better that I preserve her
And
and
that's when
and
it becomes dark, doesn't it? And the dark energies that get
so
corrupt.
Saraswati also has a dark, version. There's Saraswati who's like, we've usually, are you aware of Devi Saraswati?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah,
She's the
yeah.
goddess of music, learning, and knowledge and peace, right? And she has a sister who's like the Kali version of Saraswati, and she's called Matangi. So it's a very beautiful, relationship between the dark and the light. So when you get into Gyan, you kind of are able to like see that. But then again, it's got to be with the will of the master. You can't be
Mm.
like uh, just randomly going to Bombay and saying, I'll do everything. No, it has to be with the will of God.
And the way I see that with the goddess Matangi and that element of the light, it's more sort of like a boundary or protection or safety, so you're not trampled over. It's more of that masculine
Hanji,
energy. Whereas there
Hanji.
are evil
Oh,
energies in
yes.
the world too,
Yes.
which are not
Yes.
complementary. They are
Yes.
there to disrupt and take down or to
Yes.
take. Um,
Yes.
so let's move on to shared core wounds. Like when you were with your twin and then you had the separation, what deep wounds were triggered? Because you said that you were someone who did a lot of inner work and prayer, and then all of a sudden you're just going through hell.
So, shared core wounds. I think personally, the wounds that got triggered within me was abandonment, neglect, fear, trauma, codependency, people pleasing, external approval. Like I was chasing after him for approval, and entitlement. I was acting a little entitled with him. I also figured I have an anxious attachment style, and for me, that's what came up. I don't know what came up for him because he had started to close up towards me. Um,
We have abandonment, but they have rejection. And we're like, we don't understand it. Like, oh, of course we're not going to reject them. But it's irrational. It's
hmm,
irrational fears, right? Of if you see the truth of me, you won't want to be with me because I am a monster or I am not good enough. And you
hmm,
are a goddess, you are like beauty or this, because that's how they see us.
hmm.
And it's just when I've had glimpses of when I've been a runner, slight glimpses. I don't know, the divine sometimes gives me like a glimpse of it, and it's not pleasant.
Hmm. Hmm.
They are suffering.
Yeah, yeah. You're not facing something within yourself and you're kind of trying to run away from it. It was so strange because I hadn't even like I said, I didn't know about what the twin flame. I used to think it's all just like nonsense people make up. But
Well, some people
uh,
do just make nonsense with it.
I'm sure there's like it's become like a label. It's not a label, really. It really is. It's not a relationship status either. It's really a real thing. And when you go through it, you experience it and you know, like, yeah, this is it. I know it, what I'm going through. But I did feel that, when I like mailed him, I told him, I said, you're running away from yourself. What are you doing? And I'm like, why am I saying this to him? I said, you did it to yourself. You
And
have
you know,
sabotaged your own self.
they don't
Yeah.
learn from what we say. They learn from the energy, how it feels. We could say whatever, it just doesn't commute because they're not
Mm.
on the same level of awareness.
No,
They
they're
feel
3D.
it.
They're
They
3D. They're
feel
more
it.
3D and they're supposed to lead us in the 3D. And we are 5D and we're supposed to lead them in the 5D. So they're in the real world. And he used to
They're
tell
very
me, he says, I'm in
comfortable.
the, yeah,
They're
yeah. And he used
very
to tell
comfortable in
me,
the matrix, very
oh,
comfortable, very
yes, oh,
able to deal with
yes.
it.
Oh, yes. Like he said, I'm like a real world person and you are in this like la la land and you can just like, so I said, then I later figured that, yeah, the divine masculine is supposed to lead, protect you in the 3D. They're very worldly wise. Like I told him, I said, I'm not very worldly wise. He said, neither am I, before we kind of exchanged numbers. And later when he ran, I'm like, hello, I told you I'm not very worldly wise. I haven't done this before. And I could see he's trying to be patient also. But yeah.
So how did
So
you heal or confront these wounds that you had? Did you do any inner work or
oh,
shadow work?
yes. Hanji, Hanji. Since like the last, it's been 6 months, I've really had to work myself. I've on myself. Because I've figured there's no other option. If there's that 1%, good fortune in my life to be able to manifest a union, I need to love myself. I have been forced to look within, to study myself more deeply on a mind, on a psychological, on a physical, and on a soul level. I've really gone more deeper. Like I feel like 17 years I took to get here. Like the last 6, 7 months, oh my gosh, it's been rapid ascension. I've
Yeah.
really, really like, and it's not stopping.
It's
I'm just
next
becoming
level.
more and more and more brave.
It's like with twin flames, it's like you're like 10 people in one, and you become so brave as well. You like do all
Because
the
you're the
things you never.
Shakti. Because you're the Shakti, na? That the divine masculine is like the Shiva, and you're the Shakti, Manjindaji. Like when you realize how it works, and you try and connect it with Dharam and Sanatan, it's all of these beautiful, you've had these beautiful entities which have incarnated on earth. Like you have Krishna Radha Krishna, you have Sri Ram and Devi Sita, you've had Mahadev and Devi Parvati, Shiv Shakti. So these are all twin flames, and they have manifested, and that's the blueprint we're following. And I think it's again, it's a beautiful blessing to be able to like tap into that and to be able to learn from them.
So
And
which practice worked the best for you? Which helped you the most?
honestly, just knowing that I have no other option left but to love myself. I have to love myself, like
And
heal
how do
all
you
of
do that? How do you practically love?
meditation. I do kriyas, I do inner child healing. Of course, Neville Goddard for some time gave me hope, but then I saw a lot of videos where people are trying to like, they're being a little frivolous about it.
You mean the
I
law
feel
of
even
assumption? Assumption
yes,
one?
yes, law of attraction, law of assumption. Like I feel people are being a little shallow with it, and I felt I want to be more organic. Like I really want the universe to like manifest this for me. I don't want to be like putting too much of my head in this because it's a soul-led journey. It's not to do with your mind.
Yeah,
So
it
I
got
do
to come from the
kriyas.
soul where you have no doubts and no fears that
Yes,
this is it and you are one.
this is it. Yes, for sure. I have my Devi Dinacharya. I do my daily kriyas.
But what are
I
kriyas if you want to explain to people watching who might not know?
Sure. So kriyas are basically a few steps that you do every single morning, like a ritual, you could say, where I connect with the five elements. We have Akash Tattva, we have Vayu Tattva, we have Agni Tattva, Bhumi Devi, all the five elements, air, water, earth, so on and so forth. And then I basically connect with the deities. I work with three deities. Now I've been working with Chandi Devi regularly. I invoke her blessing. I call the Vahan, the sacred animal, which it can be a sacred bird or an animal which shows up in my meditation. And she blesses me. She gives me bones every day, and I kind of like store them in my body. I take the blessings of all the five elements and I work with the elements. I activate my Kundalini chakras every single day. I do the japa mala every day and I do the processing. Like I feel this is like your mind is like a computer and you want to do processing every day, for which I do my chanting or I just sit in meditation quietly. I do something known as Shakti Avahan. Shakti is the energy we work with as divine feminine. So you raise your energy and you connect and you basically keep yourself spiritually clean, pure.
I feel like I don't know
And
if how it's for you also, but I feel like I had to do a lot. I used to do a lot of inner work, but I had to do loads more in order to be able to balance the energy because it became like a tsunami. So the amount of inner work had to be more than that, you
I
know?
think you're beautifully balanced. I think your Ida Pingala is perfect, beautifully balanced.
A lot of work went into that.
I'm sure. I'm sure. But you can see the harmony, between like the masculine and the feminine. And it's so beautiful because Shiv Shakti is in all of us. We are Ardhanarishwar. You've heard of the concept of Ardhanarishwar?
Hmm.
So
You can
you have
explain
some.
it. Go on, explain.
So basically, if you see the image of Ardhanarishwar, it's Shiv, half is Shiv and half is Shakti, where they both merge into one. And that is you could say the manifestation of
You know,
the divine union. No, the
Hmm.
divine union of Shiv and Shakti coming together. Like they both decided that we will be one. And that's like
Well,
the
they were already
ultimate
one, weren't they?
symbol
And
of.
then they were split.
They were, of course, but then like there was a time when somebody was disrespecting Shakti, some sage, and then Shiv was like, let me show you like who we are, and they turned into one. And that's called the Ardhanarishwar, Roop, which is in all of us. The Ida and the Pingala is the divine feminine, and the divine masculine is all within us. And I'm working in here in Punjab with the trans community. There's a beautiful leader, Rekha ji. She's trans, and we've been praying to build a temple for the transgender community in here in India, and to do a lot of work like that. So I'm already very deep into this study of Ardhanarishwar, and to understand what the Kinnara Akhada is doing, and all of these beautiful concepts. It just makes like it's like a step by step connecting of the dots, and the path is opening.
It's almost
So
like the
yeah.
trans community is another evolution of humanity, right? Which is stuck in binary,
Oh
stuck in
yes.
duality. So
Oh
let's talk
yes.
about, you talked about a little bit about your intuition and spiritual abilities and like the guides that you have and the ancestors and stuff like that. Is there anything more you want to talk about on that or on your mission with, you're talking about your mission now as well with your divine masculine. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but any mystical experiences, anything like
Okay,
that.
so I definitely feel very high, and I know that I'm holding very intense healing. So I know that I've become like I've got this healing vibration which has got activated, and anyone who's not aligned is able to get aligned with their own soul. Um, I'm in the present moment a lot. Like I'm mostly in meditation throughout the day. It's very little that I go into the memory and I'm like, stuck in a space. No, it doesn't happen anymore. I'm mostly in tune. Like I feel there's immeasurable love, peace, truth, and I am, I really feel that. And it's very, very blissful.
And people, I don't know if you find that as well, like people feel very peaceful around you and you bring
Yes.
calm. And obviously, you get a lot of probably stares by children, by
Yes.
animals, and people in general.
Animals too. Even
Everywhere you
birds,
go,
like
you
I'm
just get
really
stared at.
connecting. Yes, I'm connecting with a lot of birds, like the owls. I specifically work with three devis. This Devi Saraswati. I would say energies. So the energy of Saraswati is again knowledge, music, the arts. Lakshmi is prosperity, beauty. And then there's Devi Kali, who's like, very fierce. You have your boundaries and all of that. So when I work with these energies, I've noticed I'm connecting a lot with owls. There's very
Owls is all
beautiful.
about wisdom, isn't it? Wisdom.
And psychic abilities as well. And it's so strange because there was a little owl who used to sit on the tree opposite to our house, and then suddenly out of nowhere, there's like two of them which have turned up, and then they both decided to come and make a little nest on a tree in our house. So I was like, wow, because I had heard that you start to see pairs. I've started seeing a lot of bird pairs. I'm seeing the 1111, 333, 1111, 222. It's that is happening nonstop. And
It's almost like the matrix starts glitching, or
Gee,
you start. It's quite interesting.
gee.
Okay, so what have you talked a lot about the divine feminine energy as well, but what has it taught you, the journey so far about the divine feminine energy? I mean, obviously on Earth right now, with a lot of people, it's distorted, isn't it? So what have you learned about it?
I've learned that intimacy is a prayer, and I'm honestly like I'm becoming I'm not becoming, I've been humble, but I really treasure humility. Like I'm so scared that this is the most precious gift, which is humility. And I'm like, gosh, like please just keep me humble, God. Like that is literally the most important gift I think I've got, the value of humility. And
With twin flames, right? Because we have so much power, if we get too exposed, the world would turn against us, right? If we start saying we are this, we are that, putting ourselves on pedestals, and you see with the DM when they act like gods, they get their ego gets broken. I mean,
Mm,
that's one of the reasons why I sit on the floor, and
mm.
sometimes wear not like just pajamas. But you know, in the beginning of this interview, you praising me, I felt so uncomfortable. I
I'm
feel very
sorry.
uncomfortable.
I didn't mean
But
to.
no, 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 it's okay. But that's a good thing because your twin flame will never praise you actually to inflate your ego, and you will never do it to them because it just counterintuitive to the union.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
I think
it,
praising is raising the other person's energy as long as it's sincere.
yeah,
If
of
it comes
course.
from a
But
good place.
no, I understand that. Maybe that's something I need to work on. But I remember when I first started doing videos and I did my first lives, and people say, "Oh my God, your eyes, your eyes," or they used to write comments about me, "Oh, handsome or white." I said delete all of them because I used to be like, if my divine masculine sees this, I was just so embarrassed because I actually don't like, I actually don't like being so much in public. But
I can
sometimes
understand.
the work pushes you to have to do it.
Yeah, I had deleted my Insta and I had deleted so many things. I was like, I just want to be like hidden now. I don't want anybody to see me anymore. I went through that. And it's ever since I kind of connected with him because it's so intimate. Like that whole, you just want to be in that space. It's so sacred. It's so beautiful.
The balancing act
So,
for us, though, we have to learn to be like the veiled bride or the Jedi Knight. So in public, but also hidden, like protected, you know.
yes, 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 yes. The magical ones, the unicorns, the angels, all of us, the devis, the devas, we need to be a little away from the 3D always. And
Hidden
not
in plain
because
sight.
not out of fear, but yeah, just like you want to be like, with your own sangat, we want to be with our twin flame family, our soul tribe, people who understand us, who love us, who don't judge us, who accept us unconditionally. It's better to have friends, like-minded friends.
Wonderful. So let's talk about the divine masculine. How do you see, like, do you see that he's evolving? Are there any sort of things that you feel that are happening with his journey? Do you feel like union is gonna happen, or
I think he's activated. I know that he's been touched by this. Like I'm sure there's nobody
he
else who's
wouldn't run
done.
otherwise? He wouldn't
No,
run
no. Somebody
otherwise.
else also told me. She said that you should try and understand if it was any other guy, he would be like, wow, this is a lottery. I have a girl who likes me so much, a woman who's showing me like she likes me so much. This guy ran. He ran like he has to save his life. So she said that's a clear sign it's a divine masculine. Only the divine masculine does that. Nobody else runs from love.
Otherwise they would say things like, "Oh, they would just respond to you, whether it will be as in a nice way or a not nice way. They don't
Or
just
play a
run.
game, or play some sort of a mind game. It's very easy to do that, So
Yeah, take
in the kind of
advantage of
world
it.
we live in, yeah, why not? Most would.
They would.
Nobody would do that, like block you and run off. And then later, after you've mailed, and then you realize he saved my number. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna delete your number, dude. I'm not the sort who's going to like run after you. You'll have to come back yourself. I will not. I'll
And you know
take
they do
20 more births.
change.
I will not come to you. Sorry.
They do change as well, and they become very spiritual as well. And you
Ji,
don't believe it. Like I couldn't believe my one. And I've had people I've interviewed, and they turn from completely that to
yes.
completely light.
Ji. I'm reminded of Prabhupada ji. Have you heard about Swami Prabhupada ji from ISKCON?
Yes, I've heard a little bit, but explain more. I used to go to
Uh,
ISKCON Temple
one
in Mumbai to learn about the Bhagavad Gita, but carry on.
Beautiful, beautiful. So basically, when he went to America, he basically had like 3 heart attacks on his way to America on the ship. He survived that. Within 10 years, he created 108 temples all over the world, and then he passed away. But when he had gone initially, all the people out there in America were hippies. The hippie movement was kind of there. The government didn't know what to do with people out there. And he started telling them about the divine. He started cooking food for them. He started feeding them. He started telling them about Krishna, about consciousness. And people used to hate him in the beginning, and eventually they all became his disciples. So I see the twin flame journey specifically for the one who's the chaser, like when they realize their own value and they realize that, you know what, I'm experiencing something so precious. The most precious thing in the world is love. And I'm feeling this on a level of unconditional uh, love, that's really divine. So it does get alchemized. And I see it like kheti, you do like you sow seed and you keep nurturing the seed. You don't need to go nowhere. As long as you are sincere, as long as you know this is really love, there's no expectations, there's unconditional love, and it starts with the self. If you keep nurturing, it will turn into from a seed into a small little sapling, and it'll turn into a plant. You keep nurturing, it'll turn into a tree, which will give shade to so many people. It'll give fruits, it'll bear fruits and flowers. And I see that this happens for this. It happens to make the world a better place, to bring that light on earth. So when you were talking about what's the mission, like I have not spoken to him ever. So the only thing I see is world peace, world love, truth in the world. And that can't happen by us going for war. It just happens by us all, you know, light workers, chosen ones, twin flame, family, soul family, all of us coming together and creating like a network of, beautiful souls, all doing good work for world peace, having dialogues like this, like talking, sharing, communing. And yeah, that's how the world becomes a much better place. I think that is the purpose of the twin flame journey, to make peace on earth, to make it a better place.
And you do it by first clearing your own house inside.
Oh, yes, within
Okay.
first.
So let's talk about Kundalini energy, which is also linked to sexual energy. So people feel a lot of the divine feminines, I don't feel so much like, I don't know. I've been intimate with my twin and a couple of times, and it was amazing. But I don't necessarily have days when I'm sitting here and I'm getting huge, energy of sex or anything like that. I get on my day. It's quite balanced. But I don't know if you want to talk about anything to do with that, sacred
Sure.
sexuality, because it's
Sure.
been distorted.
Yes, yes, Manjita ji. So basically, the only reason for me personally, in my experience, why my Kundalini rose and went to my crown and I felt it like just flow out was because I was not in genital consciousness. And I don't mean to say that having sexual feelings or, feeling attracted to someone is wrong. I don't mean that. I just mean to say that I was feeling like your when my Kundalini rose, I've been in my heart since a few years at my third eye. So for me, I was too high to feel,
Aroused,
sexually turned down. I
aroused,
was, yeah,
yeah.
or aroused. I was too high, like here, like, I couldn't feel nothing. I was just like in a daze, and I was like, oh my God, I'm high as a kite, and I don't know what to do because I'm way beyond that.
It's because it
The
was for
three.
others, I think it's gets stuck in the lower chakras. I think they're stuck there. They hasn't moved up. Now, me and my twin, we met twice, we got intimate twice, and both times my Kundalini went whoosh up. And for me,
Hmm.
it was not a sexual experience, it was very
Hmm.
spiritual.
Hmm. Hmm. That's beautiful. I've heard it's very divine, the experience when you do have a more intimate
You
3D
see
based
God,
union. It's
basically.
very powerful. That's
Yeah,
what
you
I've
see.
heard. But yeah.
You understand the meaning of everything. You're in the cosmos. Everything dissolves. Time stops, or it gets faster. You have the third energy. It's tantric. Kundalini's
Hmm.
happening. You're
Hmm.
journeying into the past lives. You're
Oh,
clearing
yes.
templates. It's
Yes.
it's like being in the divine orgasmic cosmic energy. I don't know. It's really different. It's
Yes, it is.
angelic.
It is. It is. It
It's
is.
innocent as well. It's very safe.
It is. I'm sure. I'm sure about it.
Beautiful. It's for hours you just touching each other and like you see light and you see their soul and you just like two beautiful innocent babies, kids who are just in God's embrace in the third
Oh, that's
energy.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
It
And the
heals
sexual
everything.
energy, and the sexual energy is the creative energy. And when you use it like, the way it's meant to be used, it's used for healing. There's a very beautiful video I'd seen in Devoki Dev Mahadev, which is like a beautiful story about Shiv and Parvati. And Devi was in tapasya and she fell very ill. And she was so ill that the rishis, the sages, told the king, the father, that she needs to be touched by Shiv. In Hindi, they said sparsh. And I was like, what do they mean, touched by Shiv? So let me see the next episode. And I kept following, in which it's so beautiful. She's sleeping. And he comes and he puts his hand on her head and he says, wake up, Shakti. Wake up, I'm here. You'll be fine. And she wakes up and she sees him and she's fine. And she's cured. So that is how powerful energy is. And in twin flame or unconditional pure love, that's how it's supposed to be working. It's supposed to give each other life, because when they touch you, they give you life. Your life extends, your health improves. You become more attractive,
Younger.
you become younger, your age reverses, you're more energetic, you're more excited, you're fearless. You improve, you are elevated, not just
Also,
on a 5D.
your body starts to go into its divine structure cellularly. So
Yes,
the phase
yes,
shifting
I've
changes. You know, with the D,
for
when
sure.
you do get intimate with your twin flame, the DM in the beginning, especially because they're stuck in the matrix and they're not in the heart chakra, for them it's very physical and like
Hmm,
a drug, like class A. It's like
hmm,
high. They're obsessed with you
hmm.
and they are very sexual and even their words and how they talk to you and they message you afterwards. But during it, they're like a little small boy who's like so excited. But then it
Wow.
takes them time to bring it up to the heart because they think that it's just to do with sex. But for us,
Mhm,
divine feminine, when you get
mhm,
intimate, straight away you're in the cosmos. Straight away you're like
mhm.
with God.
True. And I think brahmacharya is beautiful. And brahmacharya is not the same as a lot of people think it's celibacy. It's not. It is just, you know, using your energy intelligently, uh, very, very, you have to be very discerning, because it's like a whole electrical circuit within you,
Yes.
your life force energy, and it is sacred. So you want to
And
be
with the
very
twin flame,
discerning.
it's tantric, so the battery goes in them and you
Yes,
so it's
it is
whole. You don't
tantra.
lose the energy.
I think there's no other way but Tantra for the twin flame journey. There really is no other way. You have to practice Tantra, Brahmacharya, and to heal each other, because I think that's how you can integrate. It's just something, I mean, I haven't
But
met
twin
him
flames
or
are
spoken to him.
naturally rehearsed in tantra. They automatically when you get together is you just do it. You
Okay.
don't need to learn it. Okay. Um, let's start going into closing stuff. Is there any advice you want to give to people watching? Anyone in separation? Any advice?
Connect with your Devi. Your Devi is your Kundalini Shakti within you. It's the non-physical life force within you, within your circuit. Learn to obey her, because it will help you to stay in grace. Don't try to direct her. Let
So
her
how do you
direct
do
you.
that? How do you do that?
I listen to her. I stay in surrender. I'm not jumping the gun anymore. That time I was, because I didn't know it's a twin flame journey. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't even know what was happening. It was a Kundalini awakening, and I'm very like humble. I stay in obedience. I listen to her because I want to reap the fruits on my journey. I have a very sweet thing also I want to share, which is a little off topic right now, but I want to tell you that I think this might um, inspire you. I think your twin flame blocked you like a few days back, where you'd shared on the video in one of the YouTube videos, right?
Yeah, I shared a picture of my sister's baby. Yeah.
He
They're
blocked you.
overwhelmed. It's too much. Too many.
It
It's too
is
close. Too close to home.
also because of the 3D, it's like, what is this person talking about? He's talking about family and love and togetherness. Why? No, no, no. So how I see it is like, once I got this little bird, I used to take little love birds and I used to like buy them from the shop and I used to set them free. And a lot of the shopkeepers used to be like, no, no, ma'am, don't do this, because you'll set it free. Some vulture or some eagle will kill it. They can't survive the outside the cage. Now, when I say the cage, it's like the 3D, the 3D Maya matrix. And so I decided, I said, no, no, I'm going to take the bird, I'm going to set it free. And I got a little scared with what he told me. and I was shooting for a movie in Punjab, in near Mohali, in this place where there's like a huge agricultural area. People are farming and stuff. So I got out of my vanity van, and I had the little bird who was singing and feeling really happy. And I put him on the ground, and I have no idea how that bird managed to come out of the cage, because she had been in the she he I don't know, whatever it was, but had been in the cage since the evening before. It was out, and trust me, there was just like, I could like see the sky very clearly, and there was like this little, it was around 4:35, little rainy, and a little drizzle maybe. And I saw that there was this eagle flying very far away, and I got a little scared, and I thought I must try and hold it. And the moment I tried to hold it, it just flew up. In no time, like literally 6, 7 seconds, my brother was with me, and it just flew up. And it took like one circle, it took a second circle, and guess what? The moment it came to the third circle, there was another little bird, a lovebird, exactly that size, which was already waiting there in 5D, 3D, 5D, and they both flew off. And I get goosebumps till date when I remember this. And I truly believe that's how twin
Divine
flames
timing.
always unite.
Divine
So
timing.
even if they've blocked, even if they've like, they will eventually get it because you're vibrating in pure love. And nature, for me, this whole journey has been about tuning into nature on another level. I always was, but I'm like connecting with birds, and I'm reading the signs. Like I feel you can read the whole world like a tarot. It's like everything is tarot around you. So it's going to
Yeah.
happen like that. So
I
while you're
have
doing
no,
the
for
work,
me, I have no doubt. Before I interviewed you, I interviewed someone else, and she's a channel, and she confirmed, and I already have it confirmed. The medicines confirmed it for me. I've seen us get married. I've seen the kids come in the dreams. My twin flame, I see his soul all the time walking around my house, and the kids and stuff. So my
I'm
union
so
is
happy.
confirmed. I've done so much inner work. Uh,
I'm so happy.
my twin is just sorting his finances right now to be on the same level as me, but
Yes.
it's all good. But I want everyone to get, but it depends on how much work you do, you know.
Yes. It's a lot of work. You have to work within, and you have to love yourself. Basically, you will not get your twin flame if you don't learn to love yourself. So your inner work has to be done. There's no other option.
So, is there any misconceptions about the journey you want to dispel?
Misconceptions, that it's a Western concept, and that um, it's just nonsense. I don't think it's nonsense. It's a real thing that's happening
Is there an
to a
Indian
lot of
word for
people.
it? Is there an Indian equivalent?
I call it Shiv Shakti union. Shiv
Mm,
Shakti, like there's the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And we when we're watching all these beautiful stories or reading about them, we think they were that time in Satyog, or they'll be, in some other century, but they incarnate in the present day also. And
mm.
then they go on these journeys, which are kind of, are preserving the force of love on earth, because love, family, all of these, are there are these forces in the 3D which try to like attack the union of love and family and togetherness and unity and good, dharam. So there are forces which work against dharam. And when talk about the Shiv Shakti union, the twin flame journey, I do feel these are forces for love. Yes, a lot of people are you know find this calling to go on the journey, Manjinder ji, but I don't think everyone is able to walk till the end. It's really, really difficult.
You have to be ready.
And yes, you have to do a lot of work. It's not there are no free lunches here either. Sorry. Like in case people think, oh, I'm a twin flame, like I'm just no, it's
But a lot
really
of people
tough.
also are not twin flames and they're delusional.
Gee, agreed. Agreed. Mental health is a huge, like it's very important to have mental health on this journey as well. you know I
What?
always say that there is no spirituality without mental health. You can't, because you can't navigate through all of the maya of the mind if without mental health. You have to have a lot of mental health awareness. It's very tough, this journey. It's not easy.
I
We're
know a
making it look
coach,
very
and
easy when we're talking about it. It's very
I had a
tough. I mean,
coach, and he works with Divine Feminine. Her DM commit suicide and she committed suicide too, you know. So it's very true that you need to work your mental health and make sure it's in line. Is there any message you want to say to the divine masculines as your closing
I
statement?
love myself. I love myself. That's all I'll say. I love myself
And all of myself,
and all
every
of myself. And I'm totally in love with myself. And I'm so grateful. I, I've connected with him in this lifetime. And just to know he exists is why I've learned to love myself. So I know this is love. Even though I've never met him, never spoken to him, it doesn't matter. It's a gift. And I'm grateful for this love.
and you know, people could call you crazy and delusional, but until you are on the path, you don't know the path, right?
For
You
sure,
don't.
my nani says, भगवान पे मानोगे तो भगवान है, भगवान पे नहीं मानोगे तो भगवान नहीं है. Which means if you believe in God, God is there. If you don't believe, then it's just an illusion. It's Maya. So it's really like Abraham Hicks says, a belief is a thought you keep thinking.
Hmm.
So you
And
believe it works.
eternally grateful. I feel like this has been such a great, it was so amazing. And your energy and I don't know, being transfixed on your words and I felt a lot of grace and love from your energy. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so blessed I connected with you because I'm officially like a twin flame now. I was earlier too, but now to connect with you, and I think it's like a portal is activated for me. I'm most grateful and thank you for all the work you're doing. You are doing, you have no idea how much I love to watch your work. It gives me the courage to walk on my journey too. So thank you.
Well, we walk together.
Yes.
Thank you.